All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to again another subscriber chat and hangout. I'm gonna see if people are available. Thank you for those who may watch this on the replay later on. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting Prescribe Truth. Thank you for subscribing. Those who subscribe, I gained a few subscribers this week. Really thankful for that, and had a few people who subscribe contact me, call the number, the 801 number, and had some dope conversations, man. I'm looking forward to having a conversation with another gentleman dealing with the video I did dealing with Esau, and Edom. Who are the Edomites and who are the true Israelites. And so yeah, I've been having some really dope conversations this week. Another brother hit me up, saw an old video of mine. I'm dealing with Romans 10:9 and or 9:10. I think Romans 9:10. And had some good conversation off of that. Sunbeam, how you doing? Hey, glad you could make it in. As you see, I got this is hat, my new hat, Scribe Truth hat. It's new. It's on the shop. Anybody who's available, who wants to get one, this is it's available on the website, prescribetruth.com. You're welcome to get one. And actually, matter of fact, for those of you who may watch this and are interested in merchandise for Prescribed Truth, you watch this live stream, email me, send me an email, prescribe.truth@gmail.com, and email me, man. I make it throw you a discount, man. 20% off to those who contact me by email and are interested in getting merchandise. You can always go to the site in the description or the link in the description of this video. But if you email me and express interest in whatever, like which product you want or like, I throw in 20% for you. So that's that. Give you a code for that, everything. So for those who are interested, I said too chicken to call. Don't be too chicken to call. Matter of fact, if you want, if you want to call in, I didn't do it. I'm not set up for it today. For its actual like people calling in. But man, matter of fact, no. Actually, I am. Yep, because sound goes through my mixer. So if you want to call today, you can. You can call in during the subscriber chat. You just let me know. So we could chop it up and stuff. And it's all good. Just really been thankful for those who have called, and have chopped it up with me. It wasn't anybody who was calling being reckless or hostile or anything like that. Just wanted to chop it up about content that I've done in the past. So yeah, some people don't be scared. You don't have to be chicken. You know what I'm saying? It's all about growing and stuff like that. And, and maybe some things that, as we have conversation and stuff that make it help me, we never know. And so, I feel chicken call now. I will, because I can take calls. What I will do is I will put the number in the comments. It's 801-980-6333. That's the number. So if somebody is interested in wanting to call, you can call, So it's there for that case. And so, yeah. So, somebody, how you been? He said, duh, baby steps. How about 20217? What was that? Oh, was a question mark. I don't know. I can't see. How about 2021? Wow. Yeah, that'll be fine. I think I should still be taking calls during that time too. I can't see. I don't know why. I saw it's like I saw a 7. It was a question mark. Let me see. Let me click on it, make it better, make it bigger. Yeah, you said 2021. You put a question mark in the period. See, this is using StreamYard. I like this. I can click on a comment and it shows on the bottom of the screen like that. I like that. As a matter of fact, I can put that at the bottom of somebody call. I should have said, call in. If you want to call in here, this number. But, well, still learning the software as we go. So, how have your week been? How has your week been, Sunbeam? What's been going on? What is new with you? This week I've been this week we celebrated Josiah's birthday yesterday. Well, yeah, today's Saturday. Yesterday celebrated his birthday. My little man has turned 2. Oh man, it's funny because we had day set out for him, and toys and cake, and so he can mash his hands in. Just wanted to have him have fun. And so Josiah, he wasn't studying no cake. He wasn't worried about no ice cream. He wasn't worried about no pizza. You know what I'm saying? He just wanted to do him. Like we did sing happy birthday for him, and he liked that. He wanted to sing along with that and stuff like that. So he enjoyed that. But I mean, he wasn't studying nothing else. He just wanted to do him. I said that boy is something else. That we don't have spent all this money and it didn't even matter for him. He wouldn't even worry about it. But I know one day he's gonna be at an age where he's gonna want it. He's gonna want his cake, his ice cream, and everything. So, but it's cool to see him just be content. And it's beautiful watching him grow up and his personality develop, and just seeing who he is more and more, and the discipline that he's gonna need and he needs. Man, that boy, he's a joy to me. He's a definitely joy to me. Tomorrow, while I wait, for the comments and stuff. Tomorrow evening, I want to do a subject dealing with suicide. There's been a pastor who committed suicide recently, and there's been a lot of fuss on Facebook about suicide and the Christian. Were they truly a believer? If somebody commits suicide, are they truly a believer or not? And just a lot of stuff around that. And so, yeah, I'm gonna be addressing this. And so, please tune in if you're available during the 6 o'clock hour for the live streaming of the podcast episode. And look forward to getting into that topic and just seeing what the Word God has to say, and pointing to the truth of the gospel. Somebody said it's been good. Was on vacation the whole week. What? Not really. Not ready to go back to work. I think I gained 5 pounds. You had a good time then. Wow, the whole week. So where did you go? Where did you go for vacation? Were you did you go so for a week? So did you go out of town somewhere, or you just vacation just at home? Was another state? Did you leave outside of the did you go on a cruise or anything like that? Thankful you made it back from the vacation, and even though you're not ready to go back to work, thankfully that you're able to work, and you know and so you think you gained 5 pounds, but I'm pretty sure you can lose that. And it's funny, like it's so easy to gain a pound, man. It's so easy to gain a pound and so hard to lose that same pound. Ooh, it's tough. You gain a pound, it's hard to lose it, but it's easy to gain it. I'm trying to think, is anything else throw out here? So you vacation on the couch. She vacation on the couch. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up. So yeah, so just throwing out there while we here, as I mentioned the live stream, what we're gonna be talking about on the podcast. Um, man, well, if you haven't, if you would like to stay in contact with me in a more real time area, if you don't have to be that familiar with computers in that sense, but like check out the Discord. You know what I'm saying? If you want to like if the real time want to chat and stuff like that, check out the Discord app. The link is in the description. We still be there. It hasn't been much conversation on there lately. I know like we're like man, most of our lives we're really busy, got things going on. But like hey man, it's there. The Discord is there. For anybody who want to talk about anything, want to talk, open discussions and stuff like that. So that's there. Discord can be a little complicated with the command prompts and stuff like that, but if you just come in and just able to just a chat on there, that's fine. And they have a voice channel where we can actually talk in real time. Just like a phone call. It's just we won't be it's just not dialing a number. It's within the app itself, and it's really neat, man. It's really neat. So check out the Discord app if you haven't. I should have put it on my website. Wait for somebody to get on the Discord. I need to look into that. Put it on my website. But yeah, so with that, speaking of the website, check out the website if you haven't. Prescribedtruth.com is revamped. Sign up for the email list on there. If you're not signed up for the email list, please sign up for the email list. Every night when I finish recording my podcast, I upload the link and I'm sending it automatically through email to those who are subscribed to the email list. Currently, we have 18 people subscribed, to the email list, and so I'm really thankful for that. And so I send out the email to everybody, letting them know there's a new episode going on. When there's sales on the merchandise, discounts that's going out, anything big going on with Prescribed Truth, I send it through the emails and keep people up to date with that. If you're a patron, you're automatically a part of the email list and stuff like that. And if you want to opt out, it's easy to opt out of the list. It's really easy to do so. And yeah. So join the email list. Subscribe to the channel, join the email list. And what else? I'm trying to incorporate, still trying to get this website set. I need to get this stuff in order because I'm gonna have to start paying for it next month. And I'm still on the trial version of it. But if I'm not seeing people use it, you know what I'm saying? And so if I'm not seeing no traffic go that route, I may just, cancel that thing. But I basically had it whereas because there was one of my patrons that asked me about how they can do super chats, and because I don't, my channel don't allow for super chats right now because I have less than 1,000 subscribers, and so I can't get super chat, and so now with this other site, what I was using, it was through Streamlabs, and basically you go to this link and you can watch the live stream, you can comment just like you do now, but it has an option where you can donate while watching live, saying like in real time, so it gives you the feel of super chats without it being, actual YouTube. And so yeah, but I do a poor job with advertising things, man. And that's something I'm trying to work on, like trying to like just communicate things to people. I'm working on that. And so maybe it's because maybe me and people are not going to because I don't advertise as much or put it in people's minds enough to say, hey, you can view the live stream here, and I kind of prefer that. But when you subscribe to my channel, if you're subscribed, then you're going to get a notification from YouTube, and it's easier just to click on that link to come to YouTube versus going to my website and then getting to the link and then coming to the live, So it's just, it's less steps involved just coming to YouTube. Somebody said, good subject coming, suicide. Yeah, a friend of mine yesterday, we was having a conversation last night how this subject is not as talked about in the church as far as calling it out, for being sinful. I'm just not trying to go ahead, not trying to give everything I'm gonna talk about tomorrow, but just laying it out there. It's like the act of suicide is sinful. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people in the church make excuses for it. They calling it mental illness or something like that. So we're gonna address that. I want to leave it open for us having a discussion and people who may disagree to have a discussion. So I don't know if this subject will end up being 2 parts or not. But if so, it's all good. But that's what I want to address. We need to talk about it. It's important. There needs to be clarity on the situation, on the issue. The Waterbox boy, what's up? What's up, man? How are you? Over in the UK. UK is in the house, man. I know it's about dinner time where you at now, so I know I wasn't knowing if you were gonna be able to make it on or not. I know it's about dinner time. I know, like, man, when I was doing this at 12, like noon time, like I know you was able to get on more then because it was earlier for you. But the way things go, man, I had to make this a little later in the day. But yeah, but be that as it may, I'm glad you're able to come on, man. It's good to have you on. So we'll try something too. No problem. It's 2015. Wow. See, and then you using army time. See, I don't use military time. So I'm gonna have to count. I'm gonna do some counting real quick. So 12, then one is 13. So two, three, four. Okay, so 12, 12 noon. Is it 12 noon? And 1, 2, 3, 15, 16, 17, and with 18, 19, 20. So that's six or something. Is that like six something, whatever? Let me see. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's eight something. 8:15. Oh, so then he put it up for me. Sorry, 8:15. See, I got it just as you was typing it in, man. I got it. Just as soon as you typing it in. I was there. I was right there, man. I was a little slow getting there, but I was right there. I was right there. Somebody says I was talking to old friends about how things were back in the day versus today, and back when I was little in the 70s, black people didn't kill themselves like whites, and I think a lot of it had to do with black. Oh, okay, you continuing black parents in church, but not to make this a race thing, or maybe I should say cultural thing. And maybe it could be, I don't think it's a racial thing. Like I don't think it's a race thing concerning blacks or whites when it comes to taking someone's life. But I do think the levels of stress, the levels of stress is different. What most blacks stress over and what most whites may stress over may be different. It may be the case, or how they handle it. And so yeah. And see, all this is a heart issue. Like, it's not a race thing. Like, suicide is not a race thing. It's a heart issue. It's a heart thing. Someone who may be white who commits suicide for whatever reason, a black person can commit suicide for the same reason, but ultimately it's a heart issue. Within both, the common issue is the matter of the heart. What is there? Why are they stressing? Why do they feel like there's no hope? And why are they feeling like this is the only way to get, to get peace, or to get past it, or to get by? It's a heart issue. You know, and and it could, and see, I don't think it's because of parents, because see, man, I know some godly, you say parents in church, like I know some godly families, man, like godly parents who teach the gospel, know the gospel, who teach to their children and everything else. Yet they have children that commit suicide. You know, is it because they parented wrong? Like, no, man. Like, it's because it was a part of a bad church and have good teaching, to understand faith and understand hope. And no, it's not always the case. You know, it's not always the case. I think we have to give an account for those things, or, at least be aware of those things, those different instances. So I'm going to have to go. I'm at my friends for the night. I'll talk to you all later. keep up the interesting subjects. All right, Waterbox boy, glad you came on, man. Good to hear from you. Be safe with your friends and all that kind of good stuff, man. And even anything you want to discuss, man, interesting topics you want to discuss, man, you know how to hit me up, man. Let me know. Yeah. And so with things going on in the culture and stuff, I've been wanting to talk about like social justice issues and all that stuff. But like these things are, as they come up, man, these things are so important, and they're not talked about as often. So if I allowed true, but back then you didn't do something like that on grandma watch. She'd come get you even in death. Yeah, I mean, and it could be a cultural thing as far as like how the family structure, what I'm saying? Like how what and see and that, stuff like that happens because the family is involved, what I'm saying? Like the way the family is involved in the individual's life, and they can be across the board, it can be. But yeah, a lot of black families, grandma get you. You try to do that, and all that kind of stuff like that, But then some people respond the wrong way. There's some in black families who respond the wrong way. Like you have a child who may be feeling, suicidal, and they may have, and this is talking about the black family. And instead of consoling them and comforting them and sharing truth with them or whatever, they result to like with guys, they may like want to punch them in the chest or something like that. I'm just it's an extreme, but they felt like that tough love is what they need at that moment, And some people, people are different as far as what it takes for them. Joshua, what your side doing? Oh, so if y'all wondering what I'm doing now, I'm feeling like send a picture, but the Instagram. See, like I always like let people know on Facebook and stuff like that I'm live, but I'll never do it on Instagram. But Instagram, like you got to post like with the photo. Right. Yes, true. It's a whole new different ball game now. So many things in your ear, head, etc. Yeah, with everything going on in the culture, and I mean, you know, this I and the idea of the pressure as far as what's loving, what's unloving, and what's hate and what's not, and all that kind of stuff like that. All these redefining of terms, and everything else. Like it's so much going on now. Yeah, it's so much going on now. And so yeah, it's a different ball game. You know, is the amount of pressure there's just to stay sane in today's world. The non-adherence to truth. You know, we have to like, man, it's like to survive in this culture, we have to conform to lies. You have to believe the lies. You have to conform to the lies in order to be okay. What, boy? No. Like, I don't know what I'm saying no to, but it's like whatever he wants right now is like no. And he ain't trying to hear it. Said, see, you said that was giving an example. I said he ain't trying to hear it. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Josiah, man, that boy got a mind of his own. That boy, he definitely got a mind of his own. Yeah, he ain't trying to hear it, but see, he ain't fussing no more now. He's cool right now, but see, that'd be like probably about another 15, 20 minutes from here. He's gonna be at it again, and this time he ain't gonna stop. It's like he's throwing his warning shots. Like he didn't gave me his warning, and I can heed to it or don't heed to it. There gonna be some consequences and repercussions. He's like, Daddy, you got a choice. Uh-oh. Typo. That's 6333. That looks better. Ivan, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? How's it going? How are you doing on this Saturday, man? I was telling Sunbeam tomorrow's live stream, I'm gonna be dealing with the subject of suicide, man. A lot of people, there's conversations about whether or not if a person commits suicide, are they going to hell automatically? If a person commits suicide, does that mean that they never truly had faith in Christ to begin with? All these questions, man. I know where I used to stand on that side a long time ago, and so I understood more concerning the gospel. But there are some who still think that way, and Christians, And so, I really want to do an episode or a topic dealing with mental illness in the future. I work at a mental hospital. I used to work on the floor with the patients. Now I work, in purchasing. But I remember I set aside one time. I was supposed to interview this doctor there. He's going to let me interview him. I was going to ask him questions about the process of how they go about diagnosing individuals and people, but we never got around to it. His scheduling, didn't work out and stuff like that. So that's what, and then life happens for me. So that is what it is. But I still want to do that, because a lot of people attribute to be mental illness is sin issue, And so, but our culture, they want to say it's a chemical imbalance because it's our culture believes that we're made of chemicals. If you believe in evolution, you believe that we're just a build up a clump of chemicals, chemical cells, and this and that and third. And but yeah, so this come from an atheistic worldview. So looking forward to that conversation tomorrow. So hopefully those of you are able to join tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be discussing that on the Prescribed Truth podcast live stream. So be tuning in for that. Somebody says, can you talk about like how we as people see bad things so much in the news, in person, etc., who twist things so much that it's to the point where it's not shocking or upsets us, or it's not mine. I figured it's gonna finish in another comment. Um, so to the point where it's not shocking. Like if you think about it, the reason why we see things in the news, actually, if you really think about this, the reason why we do see things in the news like we do, and we may say it's happening so much, but that's what it's, that's how it's showing. The rest of the comment says, upsets us or it's not my problem, etc. It's like how we get past this. And so but this is a result of living in a fallen world. It's a result of living in a fallen world. Things like this is going to happen. But the thing to think about this is that these things really aren't happening as much as we think they are. Think for instance, like police officers shooting unarmed black men. Unjustly, doing it unjustly, not just that unarmed, but they're doing it. They say they're doing it unjustly. It's not happening a lot. It's not happening as much as the media try to put it out there to be. Now, one time is a lot, right? In one time is enough. It needs to be dealt with that individual, right? But the way the media puts it out there is as if it's happening so much that this is a crisis issue, that is something that's systemic. It needs to be, handled from the systems that are put in place and stuff like that. But really, these things are not happening that much. If you really think about it, these things are rare. That's why they're being put on the media as shockers. Like if they have the shock aspect because it's rare. You think about it, like, things that are happening commonly, like there's common things, they're not being put on the news like that. You know what I'm saying? Things that happen most of all the time. Like, so therefore, like a lot of times you hear about a person being shot and killed, the way that it's happened, it's not always put out there in the media. Why? Because it's common. It's not, this ain't a rarity. Somebody dying from a car wreck or somebody being shot, in the neighborhood, whatever. But given the type of neighborhood it's in and whatever case may be, it may be a shock and awe. So it's like, okay, well, let's deal with that here. Because I guarantee, like, there are more killings happening in the world than what we're seeing is being portrayed in the media. It's a common thing. But if this particular instance meets a criteria of a narrative that's being played out in the media, then it's being thrown out there as a shock and awe. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this happening, it needs to, this happening and whatever. It's something that's happening all the time. It's happening a lot and all that kind of stuff like that. Now while people now, so I think that's why we have, people are feeling like it's not as shocking whatever to people, because these things, a lot of this stuff happens all the time. It's just the way it's fitting the narrative. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's why I think it upsets us. I think why it does upset most people. As far as it being not shocking, I mean, it depends on your perspective. If you're looking at things like, hey, we live in a fallen world, men are evil. That's the Bible tells us. Men's hearts are evil. Apart from God's saving grace, apart from His, redeeming our souls, we are evil and wicked. Therefore, it really should not be shocking when another human being takes another human being's life. It should hurt us. It should make us mourn. Why? Because this person is made in the image of God. But it shouldn't be a surprise because, man, anyone who is not born again, who has the Holy Spirit living inside of them, they're given over to their own sinful lusts and desires, and that lust and desire could lead them to murder, could lead them to thievery, it could lead them to all sorts of things, so it shouldn't be a surprise, especially to the Christian. It should not be a surprise to us. And as far as I say, it's not my problem. I think, man, like, yeah, this situation may not be your problem, but it should be where you do care. Like, you should care about stuff that happens. You know what I'm saying? So it shouldn't be like, well, it ain't my problem. Oh well. Like, I don't think that's the attitude we should have. And I know some people may have an attitude like that, but I don't think it's loving to have an attitude like that. And I think the way we get past it, to answer your last question, like how we get past this, it's the Lord. Continually sharing the gospel, because God does not promise us that these evils will stop happening. He doesn't promise us that. He doesn't tell us that while we're on earth that these things will stop, that people will stop killing, that people will stop robbing, and doing all sorts of evil. These things are happening until Christ comes back. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we get past it. We get past it when Christ comes back, and and the new heaven and new earth comes about, and we go to be with our Lord, and he pronounces judgment on the wicked. That's when we'll get past it all. So you're right, because if you listen to Believe TV Entertainment, they make it seem all black athletes are married to non-black spouses. Yeah, like this is like that's brought up as interracial marriage. Like, because there are people out there who believe, and there are Christians. There are some people who claim to be a Christian and saying that they believe it's evil or sinful for people to marry outside their race. And it's so dumb, because there's only one race. We're all part of the human race, different ethnicities, but all part of the same race. And so that is so dumb. It's dumb. But there are people who believe that, and therefore that's a shock and awe issue. You know what I'm saying? Such and such is getting married. Black woman is getting married to a white man, or a white man's getting married to a black woman, or an Indian woman, whatever the case may be, or Asian. It's just like that's news. Like, that's important. You know what I'm saying? But that's media for you. So the media has a lot of power, and they know that. Oh yeah, I mean, you think about it. If you have the opportunity to put something before someone's face, propaganda, right? You got a way to put something before somebody's face constantly. You're trying to shape their thinking. You know what I'm saying? Just like we have, as a culture, we have been desensitized to a lot of issues. That's why when you said earlier, Sunbeam, how some things aren't shocking to us. Like, for instance, like, it should be a shock to us. And I know a lot of people may be upset with me saying this, but it should be a shock to us when we see a same-sex couple. That we see somebody trying to go out there, and we see it on TV, or when we see it in the public square, it should be a shock to us. But because of how the media has conditioned us, and going forward with different TV shows, incorporating it and buying into it and everything else, and then everything's going on in the culture, we become desensitized to it. So it ain't, in our minds, it's like, well, it ain't as bad as it could be. It ain't as bad. I mean, we ain't in the old times when it was that bad, because we become desensitized to it. It's been put before us so much, what I'm saying, where it's like a common thing. This is the norm, like, it's the norm now to see this type of behavior, where before it wasn't. It was a rarity. And that's due to a lot of the media. The news has no interest in the good news. It's funny, man. Like, you get on a news site. My homie Barron, man, like, in the city, he went out after there was been some shootings in the projects lately, and he went around. Him and a couple other brothers went to share the good news with people and stuff. And the news media covered it. But man, like, as we began to talk about how, hey, we just want to be here for people, to talk to people and pray with people and let people know we're here, we're listening to them, stuff like that. They played all that, aired all that. But as soon as he started, I know my homie, I know he started talking about the Lord Jesus Christ and talking about the gospel. You know what I'm saying? But as he started talking about, hey man, we need to talk to people because they're made in the image of God. As soon as he said that, cut off. And I know they got a certain time frame and everything else, but how they fashion that art, that interview to make what they made fit. It's like they're not trying to get the gospel message out there. That's not their goal. Because see, coming to Jesus can mean different things to different people. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what religion you hold to, which could be false or true, depending on where you stand. You know what I'm saying? So if they said that on the news coverage, like, we got these brothers that going out there saying that Jesus is the answer, like, Much of our, I live in a Bible Belt. A lot of us believe that Jesus is the answer, but either they don't have the right Jesus or they have the wrong thing about Jesus. They have the wrong idea about Jesus. So it's like it's so blanketed. But the media, the news, has no interest in the good news. Like my brother Ivan said, so what do you do? That's real talk, man. That's real there, brother. Yeah. See if anybody else had any other questions or anything they want to talk about, discuss, chop it up about. So it's 3:42. So that's been over half an hour. So I'm cool with that. If no one else has anything. So, but once again, I know I've said this twice already. So once again, for anybody who watches on the replay, please tune in tomorrow. I'd love to hear people's comments and the feedback concerning. I'm about to say comebacks. That's like comments and feedback concerning suicide and what you think about that. Concerning the scriptures and stuff like that. So please tune in for that discussion. If you want to support Prescribed Truth financially, please do so by joining me on Patreon. $1 or more a month. I'm saying just $1 or more a month. Pledge with that, and you can change. If you make it $5 and you want to make it less, you can do that. It's all good. But for $1 more a month, you can support the streaming of the podcast as far as it going to different platforms and just having that platform and having it out there. Those episodes are supported by my patrons. They are now sponsored solely by my patrons right now. So I'm thankful for that. That lifts a burden off of me. So grateful for that. If you want to support me getting transcriptions and everything, I have a reward tier on Patreon for that. For those like $35 for those who wants to help out per month, and for those who do subscribe, who do that, I will mention you in the podcast or mention you in the transcription or whatever case may be, or in the show notes that these transcriptions or this transcription is sponsored by so and so or whatever case may be. And so I really do appreciate you for those who do want to support and for those who currently are supporting me on Patreon. Really am thankful for you guys. It's been a great help. Honestly, it's been really a great help. Patreon has really helped out. Said race should be human race when that word is used. Yeah, it should be. It should be, but our culture becomes so used to it that it's a cultural norm to use that word the wrong way. And therefore it's like might as well speak the culture's language. But that's just how that is. He's got a comment in the vehicle emoji. What's up? I'll make sure he stay in it. I'm almost done. So race should be human race when that word is used. That's exactly right. Oh, hey, don't be talking about my man like that. Don't be talking about my son like that. Yeah, he ain't no snitch. Oh man, he sure did. He's letting me know. See, from my viewpoint, I can't see what he's doing. Like I hear him, like I know he's like right there, but it's like this corner, like the corner of the wall is right there, so I can't see him. I can hear him. I think secretly Joshua he wanted to come on the camera, but he ain't got no clothes on. So I just had to. He reminded me of my little sister telling on me. Big brother. he's telling on the little brother. And see, I already know what Josiah over there trying to do. He's trying to escape. You know, if I leave him over there long enough, he will escape. Like he knows how to come. He knows how to get out of the chair. So if long enough, he will escape on his own. Hat's getting hot. Hat's getting hot. Like he'll escape out that chair on his own and be walking around doing his thing. Yeah. So if nothing else, if there's nothing else, I do want to thank you all. Thank you, Sunbeam Forever, Ivan, Waterbox Boy, for coming on and joining me on the stream and just saying hello. If nothing else, just saying what's up. Just thank you so much for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Lord willing, next Saturday we'll be available again to do another subscriber chat and hangout. I'm still working on it, guys. I'm working on during the week, having something during the week where I can just come on and like take an hour and we can people can come on and chop it up or call in. Still working on that, trying to get that stuff set in as far as something that will work for me to be consistent and to see what you guys can do as well. I don't want to come on live when I know nobody's going to be on, because people will be busy doing their thing. So trying to work all this stuff out. So bear with me with that. But next Saturday, Lord willing, 12 noon, hopefully, 12 noon will be what we do subscriber chat and hang out unless something changes. And so if you subscribed and you haven't hit that notification bell, please, hit that notification bell. So therefore you can be notified and you'll get notifications when I put the notification up for the live streams that's coming up. And then you can set a reminder. You can set a reminder on there that hey, I'm live. And so you better come on conversation that way. So I don't think there's anything else that I need to address through all that. Any prayer requests you may have, you're welcome to email me at prescribed.truth@gmail.com. You can email me there, or you can text me at 801-980-6333, or any topics you want to discuss, or any suggestions of the topics. And please, if you haven't, please follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. JB prescribe JB Jamal _ Bandy. No, Bandy _ Jamal for Twitter, and JB _ prescribed truth for Instagram. And you can find me on Facebook. Follow me there, Prescribed Truth Apologetics. And so you do that there. So yeah. So with that being said, Lord willing, I see you guys tomorrow evening for the podcast, the live podcast. So with that being said, we're in a world full of errors. The only thing the doctor prescribes is truth. Blessings. Talk to you soon. You hear him, don't you? I told you about 20, 30 minutes. He ain't gonna let up. Anyway, see y'all later.